Welcome back to the Deep Dive. So for those of you who really appreciate this revival of classic sports coupes, the new Nissan Z has been a real bright spot.
Oh, for sure.
It's a genuinely fresh car, right?
Yeah.
It only hit the streets in 2023. You'd think Nissan would just, settle in for a few years.
Let it ride for a bit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But apparently they were already sharpening the pencil. We've got our hands on a stack of info that points to a surprisingly early and really substantial refresh.
That's right. We're looking at changes from the sheet metal all the way down to the mechanicals that, well, they indicate Nissan is really honing this thing to perfection.
And the timing is what makes this so wild. The 2026 specs are basically set in stone.
Right.
So everything we're about to talk about, this is all expected to land in U.S. dealerships as the 2027 model year.
Which means a late 2026 delivery, most likely.
So if you're even thinking about a new sports car, this is suddenly very relevant. Okay, let's unpack this. Let's start with what hits you first. The face.
The front end is the absolute centerpiece here. I mean, when the current Z launched, there was this immediate and pretty intense debate about its grille.
Oh, I remember. It was large. It was boxy.
Very boxy. For a lot of enthusiasts, it was the single most divisive part of the entire car.
It had a polarizing effect, didn't it? The feeling was like the rest of the car nailed the retro silhouette, but the front just seemed, I don't know, unfinished.
Or maybe too aggressive in a way that just didn't quite flow.
Yeah. I'm honestly fascinated they listened and acted this fast. I mean, what's the engineering reality of changing a whole front fascia so early in a model's run?
It's a huge investment.
Yeah.
You're talking new tooling, new design time, but it shows they were serious about fixing a real design critique.
So what do they do?
They basically tossed out that single massive rectangular opening. It's gone.
Okay.
And they've replaced it with a much more streamlined, subtler two-piece design.
A two-piece look. So break that down. How does it work visually?
So instead of that deep open maw, the front is now split horizontally. There's a narrow top section with these thin horizontal strakes.
Right.
And that's separated from the main lower intake by a body-colored bar.
Ah, okay. So that breaks it up.
It's an instant visual streamline. It pushes the emphasis back onto the headlights and that long hood. Instead of making the grille the only thing you see, it just cleans up the whole face.
It said the new design looks a lot like the one on the 2024 Heritage Edition.
It does, yeah.
But crucially, it said it's way more integrated.
Exactly.
It almost feels like this was the design they wanted all along, Like it didn't make the first cut, and now they're correcting it.
That's the feeling. It moves the car from being a cool interpretation with one weird element to just a polished, sophisticated evolution. Now, past the front, the changes get way subtler.
Which tells you they got the rest right the first time.
Pretty much. The rear end, for example, stays exactly the same. They're not messing with those successful taillights.
But there is one little detail at the back that points to that cleaner look. They're ditching the lip spoiler, right?
That's correct. It's a minor change, but it removes a little bit of visual clutter. It just confirms they wanted that smooth, uninterrupted flow of the classic Z.
So if the outside is getting sharper, the inside and the colors have to match that premium feel. What are they doing to elevate the experience there?
Well, a big refresh like this almost always comes with a new signature color. And this time, the Z is getting this deep, just stunning new paint job they're calling Unryu Green.
Unryu Green, I saw that. The materials described it as lush and captivating.
Yeah, it looks incredible in the photos.
Unryu is interesting, though. Doesn't that translate to something like Cloud Dragon?
I believe so, yeah.
That suggests a really dynamic, high-end feel. It's not just another metallic green. It sounds like it's aiming for that classic, bespoke JDM elegance.
And to complete that whole package, they're giving it new footwear, matching new 19-inch wheels.
What do they look like?
They have these sharp black spokes, but with polished chrome borders. It just gives the car a more expensive stance right off the lot.
Okay, now, inside. The updates are supposed to be minimal, which makes sense. The design is still new.
Right.
But there's one detail that totally transforms the ambiance.
That would be the new tan leather option.
Yes.
It's a premium tan leather, and our sources describe the materials as class-leading in the segment.
That fundamentally changes the car's identity, doesn't it?
It really does. For years, performance interiors have just been black leather or gray Alcantara.
Yeah.
Introducing a rich tan. It just breaks that mold.
You pair that warm leather with the techie cockpit, and the Z goes from being a raw performance car to a really credible, upscale GT cruiser.
It absolutely does. That cloud dragon green on the outside with the tan interior, that's going to be the combination everyone wants.
For sure. The serious performance upgrade of GTR brake parts, and of course the game-changing manual transmission finally coming to the NISMO.
And just to reiterate that timeline, sales for this refreshed Z start in Japan this year, 2026. Given the typical global rollout, we're sticking with the expectation of this landing in the US toward the end of 2026 as a 2027 model year.
The whole thing just reveals a super reactive and responsive Nissan team. And given those quick, targeted mechanical updates, especially swapping in expensive GTR brakes, it raises an important question for you to mull over. If Nissan is already making component swaps from their supercar line and refining the chassis so aggressively this early, what does that imply about the competitive pressure they must be feeling? Are they trying to get ahead of a new competitor, or were they just not satisfied with the initial package? Something to think about while you wait for those 2027 order books to open. We'll catch you on the next deep dive.